Hello and welcome to part 2 in the series. So the focus of this series is to show you how to shop your wardrobe, how to make a nice classic wardrobe. And I appreciate what is considered classic will vary from person to person, but what I want to show you today is a mixture of accessories, trousers. In the last video we covered shirts, t-shirts, and we looked at jackets, and we looked at dresses, smart shirts, casual shirts. So today what we're going to focus on are trousers, skirts, jumpers, bags, and shoes and jeans. So we're going to start with trousers, and the aim for this is to share with you things that, you know what, I've personally owned for a very long time. Either I've had them for years and years and years. Style changes, what people want changes. I somehow end up finding really amazing things. So we're going to start with trousers. So one thing you should always have in your wardrobe, I think, is a good solid pair of black trousers. These are a pair of tapered leg Topshop trousers purchased in 2011. And I still wear these all the time. They're really thick material. They have nice pockets. You can tuck a shirt into them. They've got cuffed legs. They fit brilliantly because I've got a shorter leg. They're really, really nice. I like them. They go with everything, and because they're slightly tailored but slightly slouchy, they always look fantastic, and I really genuinely adore them. From Topshop, as I said, back in the winter of 2011, one of the best purchases ever made. Had them in grey, had them in blue. I bought those, wore those, donated them, but these I've kept. Same cut, just I didn't like the finishes on the other pair, so that's why I kept these. Next style are these. These are from H&M. They are a paper bag style high waist one with a tie. Well, not so much paper bag because they don't have the ruffle bit of the finish, but they've got the idea. But they've got a similar bit along the top as my other Topshop ones, but these have a straight leg on them. They're super comfortable. They look really nice on. They're made of a nice breathable material. What's good about these, and these actually, is they can be worn in the winter, they can be worn in the summer. They do crease to heck. Again, like in my last video, I apologise everything is creased. This has literally just come out of my drawer. Where it's been so warm, I've been either in jeans and a t-shirt, or I've been in nice dresses. So I'm just sharing with you what I have got. So these I purchased in early last year, and I've worn them quite a lot. Very comfy. They zip up the side rather than on the front, which I quite like. They look nice with shirts, they look good with jumpers. They've got nice little lined pockets. Really comfy. And I like the fact it's got a greyish black. They're looking really grey on camera, but they are like a charcoaly grey. They're really nice. I like them with ballet pumps and loafers. These are from H&M. This kind of check is back on sale in H&M. And I've had these since 2000 and I want to say 12 or 13. I like these. They're like a cigarette cut trouser, slim trouser, in like this bluey brown check on like a beige background. What I like about these, and one thing I love about certain types of trousers, when I go for classics, I like to find quirky little things. Didn't realise it until after I bought them. But they've actually got this zip here on the side. And I love little touches like that because they make the trousers really have a nice little quirk to them, and it's a bit fun. And that's what I like about the other two. Although they look fairly standard, they've got nice little bits of tailoring that make them just that little bit fun. They've both those black pairs have these box pleats here on the waistband, which I think is fantastic. And what I like about it and that is, although it's a very simple straight leg, it's just that fun little touch that just makes it that little bit better and cooler. But yeah, I've had those for years. They're really nice. They're more an autumn-winter kind of pair. But I mean, I have their equivalent of black and white gingham for the summer. Not the exact same cut, but like denim version. They're really cool. Nice shirt, nice jumper. Pair of loafers, maybe a pair of boots. But I really like checks. But it's got to be dependent on the colour. I generally prefer anything that's got a brown, a blue, or a red base in the check. I like checks. I like tartans. And I really do think things like this are brilliant in the winter because it's made of, this isn't a printed check, this is actually a woven fabric. This is a little bit thicker than a normal, say, printed pair of leggings. and they're really super warm. Next up are these. These are a pair of, I always forget the name of these trousers. I know it begins with a C. But these are a pair of pink trousers. I have the same trousers in blue. They're really cool. They've got similar like box pleating to my black ones. And these look really funky all year round. Again, sandals, t-shirt, a vest, a shirt, whatever. You can roll up the bottoms like so, or you can wear them full length. They're quite funky. They're a fairly informal one, but you can make them smart if you want to. And I think that's something that's super important when it comes to clothing, is you've got to enjoy what you wear. If you've got to do it business smart, put your own spin on it. If it's casual, do your own thing with it. Next on our agenda is skirts. Now, personally, my preference of skirts are kilt or pelmet. These are two basic black skirts. Those are things I'm going to show you in a bit. All these skirts are from Topshop. I like pencil skirts, but I don't like the overly structured ones. I have several of these printed soft cottony material ones that are printed in these fantastic old style photographs. I absolutely love this because it reminds me of when I went to Paris many years ago. But what we've got here is we've got a basic kilt skirt. This I did actually buy earlier this year. This is from the Topshop sale at the very beginning of the year, just kind of when they have that weird dregs of Christmas sale. It is just like a basic wraparound kilt style skirt with a D-ring. It was like £7. That is probably one of the newest things you're going to see today. I really like it. It looks nice with a shirt, it looks nice with a jumper, some tights. I suppose it is a bit schoolgirlish, but I really like that very simple kind of classic kilt look without like the whole overly long bit of a traditional kilt. This is a simple black pelmet mini skirt. Bought this last year from Topshop. It's made of a thick stretchy material. Again, same with the pleated kilt skirt. Fits well. Can wear it with a million and one things. It's really comfy, it's stretchy, and it sits really well. These are a little bit harder because it's soft. There's no structure to it really outside of the waistband, but stuff like this I love just genuinely because of the print, and they look really funky with like a pair. If you can wear them, they're not the best shoes in the world to wear, and I don't really advise wearing them because they're not overly comfortable. But I recommend like ballet pumps, a nice pair of sandals, a nice top, and they look really cool. I've got a full colour one as well that's kind of got like a 60s print on it. But that's kind of what I recommend. Find skirts that you like that suit you. I mean, for instance, anything overly high-waisted looks a bit silly on me. Maxi skirts personally don't suit me because I've got like an hourglass figure. They tend to make me look a lot shorter than I am. Some people, Alexa von Ober, I will put a link to her channel in the description. Amazing. She's a lot tinier than I am build and height wise, but she wears maxi skirts amazingly. Me personally, they just don't suit my frame and they dwarf me and they make me look about 8 inches shorter than I actually am, which is heartbreaking because actually I really love maxi skirts, but I own like maybe 3 things with a maxi skirt on them. Next up is jeans. So here we've got 3 very basic pairs of jeans. They all have something similar in common, but they're all very different jeans. These are by Solcal. These were purchased, I want to say 2012, maybe early 2013. I know I bought them when the Store Republic still existed as a thing, but it doesn't anymore. The reason I bought these is I like the fact they're blue and they're overly bleached. But they've also kind of got this almost like Americana style thing on them with the rips. But they were quite heavily ripped here and here and here and here. And the thing is, I'm quite clumsy as a person, and I'm sure many of you would understand. You go to put your ripped jeans on and you put your foot through the knees and you worsen the rips, which is quite terrible. I know, because I have done it with jeans. What I did with these, because I didn't overly like the rips, but I love the style, I actually bought some Star fabric in this black and white because it offsets the blue and the white that you can see here and the stars. And it's almost like the striping material and that here. And also what I tend to do with all of my, if I buy them brand new especially, is I will actually, if they're quite heavily ripped and I really like the rips, what I will do is I will actually painstakingly stitch around the tears in an invisible way by hand so that the tears won't stretch out. And I'm quite sparing and careful, and I rotate my jeans. I don't have any of the jeans that I've been living in this particular thing because they're both in the wash, but I've been wearing lately 2 styles of jeans, one from Superdry and one from Mango, and oh my god, they've been amazing. But what I would recommend is, jeans are a staple for me. I wear them pretty much all the time, at work, at home. I love them. You know, I love black skinny jeans like these cheap Monday ones here. I love ripped jeans. These, I'm going to admit, I bought them earlier in the year and they've got a bit of a weird shape to them. They're Stradivarius, they're mom jeans. I don't normally favour mom jeans. These are more of a nod towards the 90s style of jeans that when I was a kid I used to covet, aka good old Calvin Klein style jeans. Kate Moss, we owe you too much. So what I would say when you're looking for a good pair of jeans, don't go for denim that's overly stretchy. And the reason I say that, and I'm sorry to say this, Topshop, I've had so many beautiful pairs of overly stretchy denim jeans, and I specifically am going to say the brands, the actual line names, Lee from Topshop, or Lay, whichever way you want to pronounce it, and Jamie. They tend to use an overly soft denim, and the thing is, if you don't have particularly skinny thighs, it just wears all this through. And you can wear your favourite jeans to death and they'll be dead within like the space, depending on how soft the denim is, sometimes as little as 2 months. And when you're spending anywhere between 20, 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds on a pair of jeans, you don't really want them to fall apart. So the one thing all of these 3 have in common is they're made of very thick denim. And that's why, I mean, I wear these quite sparingly, to be fair, because they're definitely a look. But I like the brashness of them. They're fun, with a pair of trainers and a good jumper. These are the thing right now. They're ripped. They've got the mom style 90s feel. They've got the 90s wash. And these are just a classic. They're just black, skinny jeans. These are actually shortened as well, because, like I said, about my leg length. I shorten trousers all the time, but these worn quite well. They're quite high-waisted, so they can be a bit awkward sometimes, but they were designed for somebody a lot taller, which would probably explain that. So I would highly recommend, if you can, a pair of black jeans and a pair of good blue jeans, either in a dark or a light wash, whichever is your preference. This isn't about me here telling you how to get it, but I think the main thing when it comes to clothes is it's how you store them and how you look after them. And with jeans, you can wash them all the time and the colour will fade, but there are a lot of hints and tips that you can use for saving your jeans, such as making sure that you've got all the zips closed when you wash them. If they're a very dark saturated colour, put them on a cold wash, turn them inside out, stuff like that. Don't tumble dry them, etc. I am going to be doing a video soon with hints and tips about things like jeans, leather goods, shoes, jumpers, stuff like that, on what to do, on how to look after things, because to be honest with you, I've had some of these clothes for such a long time. Legitimately, people do not believe I've had these clothes for such a long time because they are so well looked after. So if you can, thicker denim with a stretch, because, well, there's no point in having denim without stretch because they're uncomfortable then. With a bit of stretch in a cut that you like. You don't have to follow trends. My preference is personally skinny jeans or a straight leg. I bought those because they were just a great price, and I quite like the 90s finish to them. They do look terrible on me, but I like them. So sometimes it's what you feel like. These, good classic for me. You may prefer something else. It's whatever you want to do. Next on today's agenda is going to be jumpers. Now these 2 jumpers are, I'm going to admit, I love knitwear. I live in knitwear. My idea of heaven is a big chunky jumper and some nice jeans or a nice pair of trousers. But these 2, I thought, because they're fairly classic things, they're fairly simple, I would recommend them to you. Now, you can't buy either of these anymore, I'm going to hasten to add, and you're probably going to be horrifically appalled if I tell you how long I've had one of them. This jumper dress is from H&M, circa 2004. Now, it's got a Beetlejuice vibe to it, and it's got these big style, almost, if you flip it over, it's like a chevron pattern, but these big diagonal stripes going through it, right? It's got long sleeves, it's got a big, bulky roll neck on it, but it's actually a really thin, lightweight knit. Now this, I have lived in since 2004 when I was at college and only 17. I love this thing, and I've still got it now. It's a bit bobbled, it's still a bit, but I love this. And this is this thing that I want to hold up as a stellar example of so-called fast fashion. Because this I've had since 2004. It's from H&M. But the key is I have looked after it. I appreciate it's on a hanger at the moment. It's just on the hanger for quickness. Most of my knitwear is stored away in boxes, safe and sound and out the way. You're not supposed to hang them up. This one has just been shuffled away where I've recently done a tidy and a reshuffle of my wardrobe. But something like this is really good. Because it's long enough you can wear it like a dress. And it's nice that you can either throw some thick leggings and a pair of boots under it. You could wear some skinny trousers. I would say you could wear a long skirt, but on me personally it's an awkward length. It would make a skirt look a bit strange. You could tuck it into trousers. You can wear it with jeans. I wear this a lot in the winter, and I like to snuggle up into that big roll neck that you see there, and I love the sleeves. The sleeves are quite long on me. I'm 5'4.5" for reference, if anybody needs to know. But I love this. I love the 60s vibe to it. I love that it's a monochromatic thing, and it's 15 years old. And I think it's one of the best things I have ever purchased. The fact that, I'm 32 now and I still have it. It says a lot. You'd probably say bin it, get rid of it, but it's one of those things that it's so comfortable. It fits brilliantly now, even though I'm a completely different shape. But I'm so happy I kept this, and I love this. Another good example is this. This is a weird one from Topshop. It's, at first glance, it looks like a plain black jumper, right? It's actually one of those that has like a faux top. And I like stuff like this with things like a nice skirt, because you can just throw a vest under this. And it's lightweight enough that you can just wear it, like when it's colder in the evenings in the summer, when it's just cooling off and going into autumn. I love this. I'm not a size 6, but this fits me perfectly. I got this in the Topshop sale probably about 3 years ago for like £5, £6. Originally I'd spotted it in the sale and it was labelled 20 quid, and I was like, I'm not paying 20 quid for that. I love it, but I'm not paying 20 quid. And then I went back and they lost it, and then they had another sale on months later, and there it was, significantly reduced, and I had it. But stuff like this is good. It's a lightweight, easy to wear knit. It's got basic colours on it, so you can mix and match it with a lot of things. It's got sleeves, so you can wear it 3/4 length on your arms if you want. You can roll the sleeves up. I really like doing that on mine personally. And what's good about it is it can be layered under things. Things can be layered under it, or you can wear it on its own. The only other jumper I don't have, because it's in storage at the moment where I've rotated my summer and winter wardrobe, is I also would recommend a V-neck jumper if they suit you. I've got a really thick dark navy one from Zara that I purchased in, I want to say 2004 or 2005. And yes, even now a piece of clothing from Zara still fits me. I still wear it. I wear it a lot in the winter, layered under blazers, over shirts, on its own. It's just a really good, nice navy blue one. But as I said, at the moment all my winter and really heavy clothes, bar that and a few coats, are currently tucked away in boxes or in my other wardrobe. So I would highly recommend things like this. The knitwear's not too heavy, not too light. You can wear it as a transitional piece, or you can wear it layered up with other things, because the key to being able to extend the life of your wardrobe are things like wearing leggings, tights, over the knee socks, vest tops, under like lightweight dresses, jeans, underneath with your boots, etc. And it extends the life of things. It means that you don't have to spend your entire winter just laid up in loads of heavy bulky clothes, and you can wear your summer stuff easily enough because you've got those extra layers of warmth. So I would recommend that. That's my thing with the two knitwear. I have got cardigans. It's quite terrible, but I've got a lot of clothes. I wear a lot of different things, but the point of this series is to show you good classic basics that, you know, I've had for a long time. I do regularly wear and rotate. So, yeah. Next up are bags. Now, I know bags are widely documented all across YouTube. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Kate Spade. I'm going to show you some bits and pieces that I carry quite regularly, that I love. Some are the lower end of the designer, some are high street. And I'm also going to show you some accessories that I regularly carry around that I think are really good. So, and the reason I'm showing you all of these is I'm going to recommend them as good basics because they're comfortable. Bar this, all of the things in front of you are leather. This isn't a hey, look at what I've got kind of thing. This is a idea of things that you could use that you may like. So we're going to start here. This is a Paul Costello black leather backpack. This has been my day-to-day bag for like the last 6 weeks. I bought this in the clearance section of TK Maxx recently because I did have a small early noughties mixture of fabric and leather backpack that I use quite a lot, and I've also got one of those large like school style backpacks, which is just a little, the other one was a little bit too small and my main backpack is just a little bit too big. Whereas this, and I've wanted a nice leather backpack for quite a while. So this is probably the single most recent thing of everything you see here. But this is a really good quality, classic style leather backpack. It's just got simple skinny leather straps, one main compartment, front compartment, and on the inside it's got a zip pocket and 2 front pockets on the back of the front wall here. I recommend something like this if you want something simple and stylish that's easy to carry around, easy to throw your stuff in and go. This will fit my gym kit, my water bottle, because I've got one of those reusable metal canteen bottles that I take everywhere with me because I'm trying to avoid using plastic. And when you do stuff like gym or swimming, it's really nice to be able to have cold water ready to go rather than it's been sat there for half an hour under bright lights and it's warm and it tastes disgusting. You know what I mean with plastic bottles, they get warmed up and it's gross. So I would recommend something like that. It's also great, you can carry it here if you really want to, like I do tend to grab. I must admit, my preference is for backpacks. I won't bore you to death with as to why, but I used to carry a lot of very heavy, large, slouchy leather bags, but due to health reasons, I have, over the last 2 years, changed to smaller bags. But I mean, that was £48. That's the most recent purchase I have made. But I've worn that a lot, and that is something I will keep for a very long time. That's been waterproofed with a special nanite spray from Sapphire, and we're going to move on. But it's beautiful. I would highly recommend. It's by the brand Paul Costello. I've got one other Paul Costello bag here from TK Maxx. They do outlets for Paul Costello. You can find them on eBay, Depop, anywhere pretty much. It's whatever you want, but I would recommend something like that. I've got black leather. It wasn't something I was proactively searching for. It literally just kind of hopped out at me on the clearance section of TK Maxx one Saturday when I was wandering around town. And, well, it's one of those, if you don't get it, you're going to miss it. So, yeah. Next up, this is from Topshop. It is a simple quilted leather coin purse. I had another version of it with gathered leather and gold hardware. Unfortunately, it broke. So they don't actually make them anymore, so I bought this version off eBay. This is secondhand. I did buy this year, but I stress again, this is secondhand. And I didn't buy it because, hey, it looks like Chanel. I bought it because it's plain black leather and it works for me. I don't like anything overly bulky. This is really good. It's got 4 large card slots inside and a big open space. And I mean, that's got my headphones, my lip balm, all my cards and my change and keys in it. This, Topshop, faux alligator leather. It's a faux leather alligator style effect finish sunglasses case. I've had that for years. I actually do have the leather bag that this pattern is based on somewhere lurking about, but that I carry everywhere because it's got my sunglasses in it. Next up, now I'm going to recommend you invest in things like this because it stops your glasses getting damaged. Things like that are good because it's a card holder cum purse, as opposed to, because I was running around with just a card holder and a separate coin purse, but I went back to my old one because it worked for me. That works for me because it's bigger. It's big enough I can throw it, everything I need in it, and it goes in my pocket, but it's still small enough it fits in any bag I want. Stuff like that I recommend investing in, simply for the fact that you protect your glasses. Whether you pay £1 for them or £100, mine are prescription, so they need protecting. And I always have to swap out my normal glasses for my prescription. So I'm quite pleased I have that. And that's lasted me a very long time, which, considering it's a faux leather piece, is good. This, I'm just showing you as an example. This isn't one of my favourite bags. This is a leather and fabric Topshop bag that has that kind of Chanel boy style. I threaded some... This is a good tip to make your bag look more expensive. This is a faux leather strip run through the chain, and it was just to give the chain a bit more substance. It's a heavy chain, but it was a really floppy chain, so the faux leather through it just gave it a bit of structure. But something like this is nice because of the shape. The shape is a classic shape. You've got your turnstile lock, you've got an internal pocket, 2 small pockets, and then the front pocket. But in terms of the shape, something like that is really good. That is part leather. I must admit, of Topshop bags, because I know there's a review on my channel about this bag. Of all the Topshop bags I own, and I have a lot of them, this is the most disappointing. But in terms of classics, the shape is good. It's got good structure to it. It's got lovely leather, and that kind of crossbody style is really, really good, and I recommend it. But not necessarily that particular Topshop bag. But for a crossbody bag that is in good leather, I would recommend something of that kind of shape and style. Doesn't cost the earth, does hold up, but you do have to waterproof it because that one's partial fabric. So next up, now you will recognise this. This is a Furla Metropolis Mini in Celine Blue. I did a review of this last year. I've had this bag for just over a year now, and I love that. That is actually my favourite bag in my entire collection. What's good about something like this, and why I would recommend it, good high quality leather. The strap is removable, so you could wear it as a clutch if you wanted to. It's a quirky colour. It's easy to open, and it holds a lot. I've got a large phone. It holds the coin purse I showed you, my phone, keys, and good basics. I took this around a lot on holiday last year. It's got lovely leather. Needs waterproofing like my big bag, but I would recommend something small like that. A shoulder bag, crossbody bag, whichever you prefer, or a clutch bag, which again, also a good idea, but something I would highly recommend for something that's small. And I also recommend, if you can find it, get something that has feet so that the bottom of your bag doesn't get scuffed. Now, last but not least on bags, something like this, which combines top handle, but has a million compartments. So if you open this, it's another Paul Costello. This is the Gia Mini. I love this because it fits stuff in there, and if you open the main compartment, there is an internal zip there and another pocket there. Now, this is brilliant for someone like me. I have quite small hands. As you can see, in comparison to the bag, my hand is small. So I don't find this hard to get in and out of. I will wear this by the handle or on my shoulder as a crossbody. The only downside to this bag is the strap is permanently attached. But I love the bag because it's got a simple classic shape. It has pockets for everything. And although it's a small bag, it fits a lot of stuff in. I can put my phone in it, my sunglasses, the coin purse I just showed you, my keys. I can pretty much carry everything except my water bottle like that. So I recommend, if you want a small bag, go for something. If your preference is leather, go for something in leather that's hard wearing and it's a nice colour. What's good about this is it's kind of a weird, not quite blue, not quite grey. And it's a really lovely colour. Whereas something like that you may think is quite hard to pair because it's a very in-your-face blue. Not hard for me because that's actually my favourite shade of blue and I've got a lot in my wardrobe. But a lot of my bags are classic tan or black. I have got a couple of quirky coloured bags like red, but that is a standout. But again, I mean, I have a dress that matches that perfectly. So, but when it's your favourite colour, you make it work. So the lesson I would say is, if you can, leather is a good option. If you're not into leather, fair enough. But I would recommend, if you can, backpack, nice crosslet body bags, classic simple shapes, Make sure the chains don't dig into your hand, and make sure everything fits in. The main thing I did with all of these bags before buying them was I took all my stuff out of my bag I had with me and I put it in there to make sure it fitted. Because there's no point buying a bag if nothing fits into it. That is just silly and a waste of time and money. Now for the last section of today is shoes. I wanted to do shoes in the last video, but well, I'd already been rambling for 20 minutes. I'm aware this video is probably going to be over 30 minutes, but I didn't know how long I was going to do this for and how many pieces I was going to do to the series. But today I want to share with you good classic basic shoes. Now, bar these ones and these ones, all of these are second hand. These somebody had bought. Now you're going to go, ew, second hand shoes. Disclaimer, these bought, somebody had worn them once, sold them. These are Topshop leather loafers. I like loafers because they're simple, they're classic, and they wear well. I personally have a preference for leather, as I'm sure you've noticed from my bags, because it's easy, it wears well, and if you've got a decent cobbler, you can wear you can buy pretty much anything and make sure that you will get your life out of it. Stuff like this. Things like check your, and I'm going to do this in my hints and tips video, but check like your heels and stuff. Make sure you don't wear them down when they've worn. Take 2 examples of good advice I'm going to give you now. When it's winter and you've worn your sandals, your favourite flip-flops, whatever, depending on the material, depending if they're a leather, because I mean I've had suede sandals that unfortunately the soles couldn't be replaced because of what had been used on them was just such a cheap rubber, it would have disintegrated. So if you can, when the summer's finished, take your favourite sandals, trainers, whatever you can, take them to the cobbler, have them cleaned, have them rehealed, have them resoled, and then put them away for next summer. And on the same note, every summer, have your favourite boots, etc., taken to the cobbler, rehealed, resoled, cleaned, whatever, in preparation for the upcoming autumn and winter. So I'm going to share with you, upcoming autumn and winter, the kind of things that I will be living in, and I always do. So, for example, and these are all things that on the regular I live in every single winter, and they have seen me through many winters. First up, loafers. Bought earlier this year, but I've got another pair of suede ones that I've had since 2012 from Topshop, but they're in such a state I'm not going to show you. They're regularly looked after, just they look very worn. But I would recommend something like this, classic leather loafer. I know everyone's about the Gucci, but these aren't backless. They're not ridiculously soft, because the one thing you've got to be careful with shoes is if the leather's too soft, they will just fall apart. Now, I love soft leather. I really do like that really smooth, buttery leather. But whilst I adore Gucci loafers, I think they're stunning. Realistically, you couldn't wear those in British weather. Not all the time. Because they're made of such beautiful leather, you'd destroy the leather in no time because of just the rain. All these shoes have been waterproofed and sprayed with a special spray I have from my cobbler, which is nano or nanite technology that's got special thing, and you've got to spray them every couple months. But so we've got some nice black leather loafers, comfy, they look well, you can layer them up, they look quite cool. Little bit of gold hardware. These are a strange one. These are secondhand. I bought these back in 2015. They've been resold, they've been rehealed. They are from Shoe originally. These are a pair of black leather over-the-knee boots that have just a simple leather strap there. I love these. I tuck jeans into these. I wear leggings with these. I wear these with dresses. I wear these with everything all winter long. One of my favourite outfits are like those disco style leggings tucked into these with a pair of over-the-knee socks underneath, because the over-the-knee socks stop the leggings snagging and it just keeps you super warm. But I would recommend something like this, because I know like people love the Stuart Weitzman boots, but if you can get something that has a decent thick leather like these do, and they're still quite soft, I mean, considering I've had those 4 years and I wear them every winter, They're doing pretty good. And the main thing is it's like feeding you the leather, looking after it, keeping it maintained. And I also regularly polish my shoes. So these haven't been worn since earlier this year, but they are beautiful. Comfy, flat, almond toe. I wear those all the time. Next up, and these are going to actually be a bit of a trend this coming winter, that kind of really heavy army combat boot. These, again, were bought last year. I got these off eBay brand new. Somebody bought them from Topshop, decided she didn't like them, couldn't take them back. I got them for a tenner. I wore them so much, I had them resold and rehealed. But I love these because they've got the nice simple zip to get in. They've got quite a chunky, like army, like somewhere between an army and a biker boot feel to them. But depending on how you wear them, they could look really cool. You could wear something like that with a really dainty dress, or you could wear them with your jeans, or you could wear them with some smart trousers. And however you wear them will influence what it looks like. They just add that little bit of toughness. But something like this is really good because it's thick leather, they're waterproofed, they've got a little bit of like teeny tiny heel, but they're fairly flat, they're comfy. You can wear them no problems. So I recommend, if you can, a nice ankle boot. It's not too high, not too tall on the leg. There's a good leather. But the main thing with leather goods is you just have to look after the leather. And that's why stuff like this, even though I've worn them in the snow, I've worn them in the rain, you wouldn't know because the leather is routinely maintained and looked after. Next up, and these are very much a classic. These are a pair of office calf length slouchy boots. These are very much a 1980s style boot. My only gripe with these were the leather's great quality, but the problem was I couldn't wear them because unfortunately sometimes, and I have found this with Topshop, I found it with Office, I have found it, well, to be fair, they're the main people I buy shoes from, so, but I found it with Primark as well, actually. Because of the cheapness, although it's a leathered upper, they will put a cheap heel and sole, and you wear them a couple of times and you shred the heel because it's like a rubber. So what I did with these this year, because I bought them last year, I took these to my cobbler and I had a new heel and a new sole put on them because I thought there's no point even attempting to try and wear them. I'll destroy them. And I've had it before with a pair of Topshop shoes. I paid 40 quid for a pair of ankle boot cowboy boots. I still have them. But I wore them about 3 times and I'd already shredded through the heels. So what I would recommend, if you can, is if you need to, make sure you get, like, even if it's just the heel. And if it's a rubber heel on a pair of boots, get the heel replaced before wearing them because, well, your shoes will thank you, and B, it will mean you don't have to wear them 3 times and then throw them back in your wardrobe till you go get them actually sorted out. But what I like about these is they've kind of got a Western vibe in the style, but they've got a nice slouch to them. They're real leather. They're like this really nice caramel brown. I like the simplicity. They've got a similar bottom to them to the black ones I've just shown you, but they're shorter in the leg and they just have a soft lived-in feel, and I really like that about them. And I'm really looking forward to wearing this with dresses in the winter and over my favourite dark blue skinny jeans. So, yeah. Last but not least, I would recommend that you invest in a good pair of trainers. Now, I have a bit of a problem when it comes to trainers. I like bright patterns in Converse and Vans. I like impractical high heels that I can't walk in, that are finished in beautiful coloured suedes and satins and gemstones and metallic leathers that scratch. Shoes are a big downfall for me, and they have been since I was a teenager. But these I admit I have recently bought. These are from TK Maxx. They are a pair of high top leather Vans that are completely coated in glitter. They're the only high top Vans I own. The rest of mine are low top. I know you can't actually tell here, they just look like they're a plain metallic black, but actually they've got like a rainbow glitter on them. But I would recommend, if you can, if you want trainers, get something that's fun. If it's a pair of Adidas Stan Smiths with bright colours, or what, these are simple, they're black leather, they're waterproofed, but what's cool is they're glittery. I recommend a good pair of leather trainers just for the fact that they will stand you in good stead. you'll have them for a long time, and as long as you waterproof them, they can look really, really fun and really, really funky. And to be honest, leisure wear or the luxurious athletic trainers have become more socially acceptable. So if you can invest in something that is fun and a bit different, then go for it. If you want a pair of simple black classic Adidas or Nike, or even a pair of simple white Vans or Converse, then go for it. But I would recommend a good pair of trainers to have in your collection. You can wear them on a casual day when it's slouchy and you feel like wearing your jeans and your favourite t-shirt. But something like that is a good investment as long as you look after them and don't continuously wear the same pair of shoes day in, day out and wear them to death, which is the main reason why a lot of my stuff lasts so long, is because I don't wear everything consistently. I rotate stuff, and as long as you take the appropriate footwear care, stuff like this, because it's glitter, that's all been sprayed with the spray that I've mentioned. I am going to do a video on the spray and some products, etc. But those are what I would recommend for you. I know I've rambled, I do apologise. So, yeah. Thank you very kindly for joining me. Sorry the video is so long, but have a good day.